Adam Christ from MyMMANews.com, being joined by Tyler Hiob, who is very successful, and he took out Will Valentin at Cagezilla 62 via knockout in 1 minute 43 seconds flat. It was absolutely impeccable. My man got off to a quick start and got the job done quick and easy. So first and foremost, Tyler, how are you, brother? This is our first time.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you talking to me. It was always good talking to you.
Oh, yeah. As I've said, I've many a times off record, I love catching up with you at the fights. I mean, I've seen you compete so many times now, pretty much majority of your amateur career, all the way down to Cowboy Fight Series, Stellar Fights, everything. So I'm glad we got a chance to catch up. So first and foremost, man, how are you feeling off of that knockout? You couldn't feel any better, I'd imagine.
Oh, hell yeah, man. No, it was awesome. Yeah, I feel great.
So, talking about the fight, let's just get straight into it. You established the dominance early because you're a very lengthy fighter at your weight class. You're used to fighting at 145. You just stepped up to 155. You established your range very early and then got into a nice little grappling exchange. But then, just tell us how it happened through your eyes, because nobody can tell the story better than the fighter himself.
It's basically all my fights go the same way. I have like really good striking, but I think it's like underrated, and I think that a lot of dudes definitely underestimate it. And I think I have like phenomenal control of range. So literally every fight, like I have a lot of submissions on my record, but dive for crazy shots and shit because I'm usually fucking them up on the feet, and I'm not getting hit and hitting them. So they usually shoot desperation takedowns, which leads to me catching them with a guillotine or whatever it may be.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, we kind of already knew how that was going to go because it's pretty much how all my fights go. But yeah.
So, talking about your height, just straight off the rip, man, you're 6'1", if I'm not mistaken, right? And
that says on Tapology, I'm actually 2. I don't know why it says that, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I thought 6'1" was being very generous, because you definitely seem taller than that, but 6'2", and you're used to competing at 145, like I said, just made the step up to 155. Having that range just has to be astronomically amazing as far as keeping your range, keeping your striking. Has it played off dividends in your amateur career thus far, other than people shooting for the lazy takedowns?
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, I get taken down a lot in fights, but like it's not something I'm really too worried about because I'm really good on the ground. Obviously, I finish people there, so I'm fine with wherever it goes. But yeah, definitely. Like I said, that's probably the reason why I don't have more knockouts on my records, because people freak out when they feel how hard I hit. And I mean, like my last fight, I think it was just like immediately evident that I was hitting this kid and he wasn't going to touch me, which is why I shot in for a crazy shot. And he did a phenomenal shot. I mean, he took me down. But then I popped right back up and, got returned, popped up again. And that was basically the end.
Now, you say you're used to getting taken down, but do you prefer to stand up and striking? I mean, obviously, I can't emphasize it enough. You have the range, but given that you're used to being taken down, where do you prefer?
I like it all. I mean, wherever it goes, I'm just trying to win. I don't care whether it be on the feet or the ground.
Yeah. So talking about this first fight, like I said, man, you're used to fighting at 145. This is your first step up to 55. Why make the change now?
Basically, I'm really fucking big. Even when I was fighting at 45, I was walking around like 185. I've been up almost like 200 pounds before. And like I said, my first 2 fights were at 35. And I was only a little bit smaller back then. So I just came from wrestling. So like I always like got used to cutting weight and shit. I got really good at it. But as I get older, I just got tired of that shit. And I was like, yeah, okay, I mean, I was still cutting weight to get to 155, but whereas like at 145, I would feel like I was going to die. And like the week before was hell. Now it's just like, super unpleasant, but it's manageable, Yeah. So
talking about how you said you've been at this for a while, man. You have 9 fights. You're 30 years old now, but you made your debut 2015 at Method MMA. One, I wanted to ask what keeps you at that school, and then 2, what about this journey in MMA? What got you started? What got you into MMA or Method MMA? Let's hear it.
Well, yeah, like I said, I started out wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was pretty good. Like I got like 4th in state, like not like a phenom or anything, but it was pretty good. Wanted to keep doing something like that. Wasn't really planning on going to college. So I used to go to this place called Hartford Grapplers, and it was across the street for an air park for Method. And my dad was like, "Hey, we should go check this place out." And basically, yeah, I've been going there ever since. Other than like the 4 years I was in the Marine Corps, I went to train at a different gym because I lived in North Carolina at the time. But yeah, other than that, I've been there ever since. I'm sorry, I forgot the other part of the question. What'd you say?
I said when you first got into Method, like what keeps you at that gym? You're very loyal to him. You've been with him for a long time. So then again, like what keeps you at that gym? What about them attracts you?
A lot of stuff, man. It's great. It's like a awesome. Sorry.
You're good.
Awesome environment. Everybody's super friendly. And yeah, just phenomenal coaching. Eddie Abney's my head coach. He's great. And then I have Eddie Seelar. He's the guy that like holds mitts for me and like does most of my work. He's phenomenal. He's a super underrated coach. Really just like a brilliant guy. Yeah, so shit like that keeps me there.
So this was your first fight back in a little bit over than a year. So coming off of that loss for the Cagezilla Championship, what did you learn coming off of that loss taking into this fight?
A lot of stuff.
There's got to be silver lining in everything, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that was like I said, that was like my first time ever being finished in a fight. So that was definitely weird. But yeah, no. Mostly just that I can't be so lackadaisical with getting taken down because every once in a while, even though I am good on the ground, I'm going to run into someone eventually who's better than me. So I need to be able to keep it on the feet if need be.
So, and keeping it on your feet, you absolutely did against Will Valentin, man. So after the grappling exchange, once you got into that clinch against the cage and you sized up that knee, it couldn't have been any more beautiful. It couldn't have been any better well-placed, and he dropped like a sack of potatoes. Did you see, like, was it one of those, like a bright shine in gold, like right there, oh my gosh, there's my shot? Or how did you anticipate that exchange going down?
No, that's when I'm like fighting and like if I'm thinking I'm not doing well, like I put on my worst performances when I'm thinking when I'm not. So like I remember like having the underhook and landing some elbows and thinking like, oh shit, these aren't doing anything. And then I don't even remember what else I threw, but I remember like something landing and him not being there anymore. And I was like, oh shit, where'd he go? And then, jumped on him. But I don't know. Like I said, when I'm performing well, I'm not thinking.
Right. Okay.
So I didn't even really realize.
That's absolutely insane because before we were talking, I was watching the video on your Facebook from, I don't know who was filming from the crowd, but the way that you hit your opponent up, it looked like everything was so methodical, so played out and tactful that it looked like everything was playing through your head, almost like a movie. But you're saying it's just chain reaction.
Yeah, like I said, I was like how that was mostly because of my coach, Eddie C. He's phenomenal. He's a really smart guy, not just at like striking, but I don't know how to put this into words. Like how like in the back, just hit like for instance, for this fight, he's really good at like figuring out what you do well and allowing you to do it. He's like, you do your best when you're not thinking. He's like, you know how to fucking fight. So what we did for this one is we just drilled a bunch of like, basic shit, 2 hands, low kicks, stuff like that. And he's like, you know what the fuck you're doing. Just go out there and do it. And, I think that was my best performance to date. And I definitely credit that to him.
So not even that much of a game plan, just drill some of the basics, some of the, and then let it fly because you know what you're doing. Wow. And it worked out to your favorite. Yeah. That was the first time you've ever done that.
Yeah, and I think that works way, way better for me. Just not thinking a lot. I'm just going and doing it.
Do you think you're going to take that and use it going forward?
I'm going to do whatever he tells me to because, like I said, he's a phenomenal coach. So, whatever he tells me to do, I'm going to do that.
So 6-3 right now. Obviously, you got a nice streak on your side right now. You have that fantastic knockout. So when can we expect the pro debut? What's next for Tyler Hiob?
So I think I'm going to bang out one more amateur fight only because I I like even numbers, and that'll be 10 fights. So yeah, that's the only reason.
I remember you telling me that.
I'm not sure. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'd like to turn pro and Shogun just because I'm from Baltimore and I can sell a lot more tickets, fighting in home. But I don't think they're putting on shows till maybe like early next year. So that's another reason I'll probably bang out another amateur fight between now and then. But as far as when, probably like 4 or so months from now, I'd like to take a little break in between.
I was going to say, you came out of the bout pretty much unscathed, right? So maybe just a little bit of a breather and then get right back into it?
Yeah, no, I didn't take any damage. I got hit once, and it was just like a glancing blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to let you roll. I appreciate you taking the time, but you obviously have a ever-growing fan base. You have a bright future ahead of you. So social media, sponsors, team, coaches, floor's yours, Tyler.
Yeah. Thanks to my gym, Method MMA, all my coaches, Eddie Abney, Eddie Seelar, Greg Fisher, he cornered me for this one. Thank you, all those people. Thanks to all my sponsors, Undercover Sluts, Diesel Hill Realty, who else? Castle, and there was more shit. What was the fuck? I'm trying to think. No, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's all the sponsors. Okay, yeah. That's it. And thanks to everybody else that helped me out, all that shit. And everybody that bought tickets, t-shirts, appreciate all you guys.
There he goes, Tyler Hiob, very successful with his 1 minute 43 second knockout over Will Valentin that took place at Cagezilla 62. My man is on a roll, and you don't want to miss him fight in the future. He's entertaining, he brings it, he's scrappy, and just as technical as you want to bring it. So for Tyler Hiob, I'm Adam Christ. Make sure you keep it locked to MyMMANews.com for all your fight news needs.